Costello. Today's video is going to be about, I'm going to be telling you some great facts about Back to the Future 2. So I'm going to be telling you some fun facts about Back to the Future 2. Let's get started. So, during the time of Back to the Future for the first movie, it actually did great in the box office, and Universal was actually trying to make a sequel at the time. They were demanding some of the directors to make a sequel, and a sequel was in the works. The original script was supposed to be going back in time into the 1960s to stop Lorraine Marty's mom to join in a protest. But Robert Zemeckis had another idea where they would go to the future of 2015 and then go back into in 1885 in the Old West. The original movie was supposed to be a 3-hour long epic sequel with a budget of $70 million, which was outrageous for the 1980s. Universal was able to get their script split into 2 movie sequels and then release a trailer for part 3 since it began filming. Most of the original actors agreed to return for part 2. However, one problem for Back to the Future 2. Almost all the original actors returned for part 2. Claudia Wells, who played Jennifer, didn't return for part 2 because she retired from acting when her mother became gravely ill. So Claudia Wells was replaced by Elizabeth Shue, I don't know how to pronounce that. So she was replaced with her, Elizabeth Shue. However, Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis had another problem of Back to the Future 2 because they didn't want Jennifer to be part of the sequel, but they were stuck with her since they had her in the DeLorean at the end of the first movie. And that explains why Jennifer was knocked out and nearly absent for part 2. I did say almost all the original actors returned for part 2, except one actor who didn't return for part 2 was Crispin Glover, who played Marty's dad. I'm going to make a separate video on that explaining what happened, why Crispin Glover did not return for part 2. Alright? Another thing, there was this deleted scene. If you ever wonder what was going on with Biff, a deleted scene showed him he was being erased with existence. This scene was cut out of the movie because people would ask too many questions, like, why did old Biff from 2015 fade away? So, but to give you an example, now that you saw this, the directors did explain, in the 1985, in the alternate 1985, Biff was eventually shot by Lorraine with their marriage, which caused old Biff to no longer exist in the future. And fans would be a little bit upset when they see a to be continued sign. But since part 3 had just began filming, they released a trailer for part 3. So, that is all the great facts about Back to the Future 2. I know maybe there were some that I missed or I just haven't mentioned in this video. Alright? Okay guys, get ready because in the next video on Friday, we're going to be talking about some great facts of Back to the Future 3.